guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to build a timer app using Python. So without wasting much time, I'm just going to head up to my Python right now. Okay, so you can also open your whatever IDE you're using, Python, IDE, VS Code or whatever. Alright, so I'm going to create a new file here, a new Python file here. Okay, I'm going to call that timer. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is import the required libraries. So I'm going to import Tkinter. Import Tkinter as tk. Okay, I'm going to import time. We will be using that will be needed because that is going to allow us to count time. It's going to allow us to like add seconds. It's going to allow us to count in seconds. So then import I'm going to import threading. Now what does this threading do? This threading allows us to create a background, something is going to allow us to have something running in the background while our main GUI is still running. So we're going to be running the time counting in the background, right, while our main GUI is still running. It's going to make sure that one does not interfere with the other. So let's define a function start timer. Okay, no, sorry, I gotta put a colon here. Alright, so under that we're going to define seconds as a variable, and that variable is going to come from our entry. We're going to use the entry widget to get it. We're going to use the entry widget to get it, but if we're going to get any entry, remember it's going to come as a string, so we want to convert it to an integer. So we have entry dot get. So this is what we use to get our entry, but then we want to convert this to an integer. Int this. Okay, we want to convert whatever entry we get. These seconds we're going to convert it to an integer so we can work with it. So then we have the threading dot thread. This allows us to start a new thread, right? So the target, the target is going to be countdown, meaning that it's going to start a thread with, is going to make the countdown function to start a thread. So the countdown is going to run in the background, separate from the GUI, the main GUI. So it's not going to interfere with the main GUI. Then we have the arguments. Okay, so the arguments will be seconds. Since that's what we're going to be using, to do the countdown, we're going to be using the seconds variable to do the countdown. So seconds. Okay, and dot start. Okay, after that we define another function, which will be named countdown, though I could just press tab so that this gets completed for me. Alright, so under that we're going to use a loop. I'm going to use a loop, a while loop, while seconds is greater than 0. So what does that mean? It means as long as seconds is not equal to 0, as long as seconds is not equal to or less than 0, as long as seconds is more than 0, right? So what should happen? Then we have this timer label, timer label.config. So what we're saying is that as long as seconds is more than 0, as long as the time has not reached, the countdown has not reached 0, we're going to have this label, this timer label, to display the current time being counted. You know what happens in a timer is that your time will keep showing until you reach 0, right? So we want to make sure that it is until we reach 0 that we have the times up, right? Okay. And time dot sleep. Now what does this do? Time dot sleep, it means the time will pause for 1 second, right? It means the time will pause for every second. Seconds equals to, now every time we count 1 second, we subtract it. Remember that we are counting down, right? We are counting down. So we start from 5, we subtract. Once we count 1 second, we subtract. Once we count 4, we subtract until we get to 0. Alright. Now once we come out of this loop, remember that we'll keep on doing this, but once the timer is 0, so let's come out of this while loop. So timer label, meaning that if this is not running again, meaning that time is already 0. So once time is already 0, this loop will stop, because this loop continues only when time is greater than 0. So once once the time is no longer greater than 0, then we'll exit the loop. So we have timer label.config. Okay, .config. So we're going to show something here. So as when the time is already 0, we're going to show something which is times up. But I want to do something quickly. I want to come to my browser. And I want to get an emoji, alarm clock emoji. Okay, so I want to copy it, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so I'm going to write times up. Okay, so that's what we get when the time is up. Alright, so what do we do next? Now that we have our countdown function, we have our start timer function. Those are the two major functions we need. Let's get started with our GUI. Okay, so I want to have our title, the title of our GUI. So title label equals tk.label. Alright, so this label is going to come under the parent root. Oh, sorry, I forgot to create a main window. Right, we need to set up our main window. So I'm going to call it window equals to, okay, let me make this to complete by itself, tk.tk. So remember, this window, it will be our main window under which other widgets will fall, right? Okay, so we have window.title. Okay, window.title, I'm going to call it countdown timer. Countdown timer. So window.geometry, let's configure the way it looks. I'm going to give it a 350 by 350, a kind of square geometry. Okay, then I'm going to give it I want to set the color. So window.config, okay, I want the BG to be, I'm just going to specify this X code. You can use any color you want, but I want the kind of dark background, 1E1 E2F. Okay, This is a kind of dark background. So I have these X codes written down here, so you might want to select a custom X code, or you just use this one if you're okay with it. Alright, so the title label, okay, the title label will be what? tk.label. Okay, tk.label. I'm going to call it countdown timer. Countdown timer. Okay, let me give the foreground white. I want a light foreground on a dark background. So this background, I'm going to give it this same background I have here, so that it will just rhyme with this. Okay, alright. Then I want to have my fonts. I want to have the font to be Arial 18 bold. Arial 18 bold. Alright, so that's good enough. Okay, so I have my title label configured. Then I want to pack my title label. I want to pack my title label. I don't want this. I just want to give it a padding vertically of 15. Alright, that means a horizontal padding of 15. I want to have it like that. Okay, now the instruction that we're going to give the user, let's configure the instruction. Okay, instruction, okay, equals tk.label. tk.label, we're going to give an instruction to the user. So this instruction is going to be in the parent, which is the window, right? The parent will be the window. Then the text, will be enter time in seconds. Okay, enter time in seconds. Then the fonts, we're going to be using Arial 11. Already have the title bold, so let's just remove this one. Arial 11. Okay, let me close this bracket too. Okay, then we want to have a foreground color, foreground and background. So I'm going to choose a custom color, which is CF. It's a kind of whitish color. We have this background also, which is 1E 2F. Right, so I'm going to pack the instruction also, instruction.pack. I'm not giving it any padding this time around, or I could just give it a padding of 5. Okay, so what's left after the instruction? Okay, we have the instruction. Okay, enter time in seconds. What's the next thing? We have the entry. So once you ask a user to enter the timer, then you have a space, a text box for them to enter it. That's where the entry comes in. So we write entry equals tk.entry. The parent is window. Okay, and the font the font Arial, let's use 14. Again, I'm not using bold. Arial 14. Okay, now I'm going to justify it. I want it to be centered. I'm going to center it. Okay, let's just leave it with default background and foreground colors. Let's not have any complex setup. So the width, I'm going to have the width as 10. Sorry, the width will be 10. Okay, the width will be 10. Now I'm going to pack entry dot pack, then pad y, we're going to give that 10, the vertical padding of 10 pixels. Alright, so let's now, after the user enters something in the text box, then we have a start button. We have a start button, so that's start button rather. Okay, start button equals to tk dot button. So we have the parent as window. The text, I'm going to call the text start timer. Then the command will be this function start timer, the function we created earlier here, start timer function. Use the start timer function. Okay, so then we're going to pack the start button also. We're going to pack it. Okay, give it a padding of 10, right? A vertical padding of 10. So after using the start button, what's the next stuff? Then we have the timer. So the timer itself should display. Now timer label. Okay. The parent is window as usual. The text, we don't have any text yet. It's just going to be empty. It's going to be filled with this will do the filling, right? That's why we just left it as an empty string like this. So this will do the filling. Alright, this will do the filling. So the fonts we are going to be using Arial as usual. Then we want to use 24, so we ensure that it's big and bold. Then we want to have the foreground. Okay, I want to have the foreground as FFD700. That's also a light color. Then we want to have this background to be hash 1E12 that we've been using. Okay, and I want to pack the timer label also. And give it a padding of 20. Alright, so now that we've configured the GUI and we've done the function, we have set up the functions. The next thing to do is to just have our root.main loop to keep our program running. So we can run our program to don't forget that we use window, so we have to call it with window.main loop. Right. So let's run this now and see what we have. Oh, we have an issue here. Okay, I probably declared the color and I didn't declare the color code properly. Let me find it. Oh, here. Okay. Let's run this again. Okay, so enter time in seconds. We have 5. Okay, and we have this times up. So when the time is up, it tells us time is up. You can try it with 10 seconds also. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Time's up. Okay, so that's it with the timer app. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe if you are joining for the first time. If you're not subscribed, give our video a like.